Today, I want to help you answer the question, do I need a master's degree to be able to help people? In today's video, you'll walk away with more clarity and understanding on which education path is right for you. I'm Chelsea Horton, and I graduated with my master's in dance movement therapy and counseling in 2017. I went on to get my board certification in dance movement therapy. I've worked in the clinical mental health field, and I left the traditional mental health field back in 2019 when I started my own company, Healing Embodied. Through my company, I've supported thousands of people in creating better relationships with themselves, with their partners, and their emotions. And as someone who has gone through both the traditional path and is now working in the non-traditional path, I want to help you get really, really clear on what steps you need to take in order to live your dream career. So if you're asking the question, do I need a master's degree in order to help people? I want you to first get curious and clear on what your definition of helping people actually means. Because that's actually a very broad desire that can happen in so many different ways. If your definition of helping people and working with people's emotions includes working with diagnosis, maybe working at a hospital, having your own clinical practice, being able to take insurance, working as a therapist at a nonprofit, working in a mental health facility, then yes, you do need a master's degree for that. In order to work with insurance companies and work with people's diagnoses directly, you do need a clinical mental health degree. But if your definition of helping people isn't that specific, then I want to invite you to consider some other options. Because this is a question that I've gotten many times over the years as people have seen my work in the world. They're like, I love what you do. This is so cool. How do I do this? Like, what education path do I need and how do I get started? And so if your desire is to support people in reaching a goal, in improving their relationships, in feeling more connected to themselves, you want to help people understand themselves better, transform, and change their lives without necessarily needing to address any sort of diagnosis. So if that's the kind of work you want to do with people, then you might not necessarily need a master's degree. But if you want to have the same quality of training, if you don't want to just put yourself out there and start helping people without any professional training and guidance and experience, then a professional certification might be the best route for you. If you're someone who wants to carve your own path and create work in the world that feels very unique to you and who you are, then a professional certification is going to give you that freedom and flexibility to be able to do that. As someone who has seen both the mental health field and the coaching space, I saw this really big gap in the training and education industry. For the longest time, the only way that you could get trained to help people was a master's degree. This requires that you have a bachelor's degree in a related field, and then it requires an additional 2 years of training and study, along with thousands of hours of supervised clinical work in the field. For many people, this does not appeal to them. Taking standardized tests, writing so many papers, does not light you up. Not to mention the time and the financial commitment that 6 years of education often requires. And then there's the coaching certification world. Now, from what I've seen, most coaching certifications are anywhere from 3 to 6 months. As someone who has been a professional in the field for 10 years, that is not enough time to effectively and ethically work with someone's emotions, if that's the kind of work you want to do with people. If you want to work with people's emotions, then 3 to 6 months really is not long enough to give you the depth of training that you need. And what I've also seen in the coaching certification industry is that there's not a lot of direct hands-on training and support. Similarly to master's degrees, coaching certifications can have really large cohorts of students, which makes it very challenging for educators and professors to give every student the direct attention, support, and training that they really need to do good work in the world. I came from a master's program that had only 16 students in my cohort. Having that hands-on training from my professors was absolutely invaluable. So after seeing both of these training and education paths, I really felt the strong desire and need to fill the gap in the industry of training and education. We at Healing Embodied created a year-long accredited international certification program. Cohorts are capped at 25 so that students can get that direct hands-on support that I think is absolutely necessary to training. In addition, the program is 80% practice and practical application versus just learning theory and being able to regurgitate theory. You learn theory and then you learn how to practice it and do it. And you have the hands-on support, guidance, and feedback from the facilitators in real time. Additionally, it was important to me that this certification program was a year long because I really believe that that is the minimum, that is the foundation to being able to effectively integrate the work that you're learning and know how to apply it in your work with others. Another vital piece of our certification program is embodiment. We really believe that you cannot take your clients somewhere that you yourself are not willing to go. We want you to lead from integrity, congruence, and personal mastery of the things that you want to teach your clients. Most traditional paths don't require that. Most coaching certifications don't require that. The Healing Embodied Practitioner Training program truly is one of a kind, and it is changing the education and training industry. If you want to do life-changing work with people, but you don't feel called to the traditional master's education route, and you're not really feeling the coaching certification route, then the Healing Embodied Practitioner Training program might be the perfect fit for you. We are currently accepting applications and conducting interviews for potential students. We are very selective about who we choose in this program because we want to ensure that everyone who is part of this program is ready for this level of work. If you think the Healing Embodied Practitioner Training program is the best next step for you, then apply today or book a free career vision call with me or one of the facilitators. In this call, we'll get to know each other more, speak directly one-on-one, and answer any questions that you have about the program so that you can really feel into if this is the best fit. I've posted the link with all the information about the program in the show notes. From that link, you can also apply or book a career vision call. If this video was helpful to you, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and here's to living your dream career.